Now, what's important to understand when dealing with tensegrity in terms of like flexibility and mobility is understanding that flexibility training is needed to stretch the muscles to make them longer. However, if you overstretch your muscles, it affects not just the muscle group that you're stretching, but your body as a whole. And you will experience additional wear and tear at synergistic points on your body. Now, conversely, overtraining can be seen as your muscles getting too short or too tight. Now, so basically, when you have an excess tension in the muscle, that actually pulls the bones together towards the point of impact. And again, moving with too much tension in the muscle will produce wear and tear, as well as the degeneration of the system as a whole. Now again, just a reminder, this is because your body functions as an entire unit. And what affects one point will affect another. I mean, I could give you lots of examples of simple things like shoes and wallets and high heels screwing up people's spines. But, the thing is, as humans, we're used to something that's known as a continuous compressive structure. So think like buildings, mountains, skyscrapers. Think about how you build a castle. So it's kind of like this brick sits on top of this brick, sits on top of this bricks. This makes a wall. Now, put a couple of these walls in. They act as supports for the ceiling, allowing for additional floors. Now, of course, the bottom brick must be strong enough to handle the compressional forces of everything above it, or else the whole castle would collapse. So, this is why with compressive structures like castles, historically, they've been built on bedrock, or also known as like granite, large granite slabs. Now, granite has an extremely high compressive resistance force. Out of all of the rocks, granite has the highest degree of compressive strength. Now, that very same granite that gets used as the base to create the castles and that like New York City sits on and stuff, and the bricks that the castle is made of, this is what these things were made out of for centuries, and they're still here. I mean, even the pyramids, these things. But again, there's some minor exceptions depending on locations, but generally speaking, these kinds of buildings must have high-strength compressive building materials. This is why large cities, castles, skyscrapers, etc. have been built on bedrock with high compressive materials. But like with granite, though, I mean, if you were to just to hook it up to two machines and try to pull it apart, that actually would not require much force. You'd be able to split the granite pretty easily. And this is because it's only strong against compressive forces, not